I am Chitti Babu, Vikas Global Institutions, Jangareddygudem. It is the IIT, MSET, NEET Academy Permitted College in Jangareddygudem. Means IIT ki, MSET ki, NEET ki, అన్నింటికి అకాడమీ పర్మిషన్ ఒకే ఒక కాలేజ్ ఇన్ జంగారెడ్డిగూడెంలో, దట్ ఈస్ వికాస్ గ్లోబల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ జంగారెడ్డిగూడెం. సో ఇన్ అవర్ కెమిస్ట్రీ క్లాస్, సో లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ I was discuss about the intermolecular forces. సో ఇంటర్మాలిక్యులర్ ఫోర్స్ తెలుసుకోవడం కోసం మనం 3 డెఫినేషన్ తెలుసుకున్నాం. ఏంటవి? పోలార్ మీన్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద పోలార్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద నాన్ పోలార్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద డైపోల్ మూమెంట్. So what is the polar, what is the non-polar, what is the dipole moment? The non-polar means having the no charge of the molecules, and polar means having the charge of molecules, and dipole moments means distance between the two poles is called dipole moment. And later I will discuss about the intermolecular forces. What is the meaning of intermolecular forces? The forces of attraction and repulsions between the atoms or molecules is called intermolecular forces. So, okay, and the types of the next one in types of the intermolecular forces choosam. So, what is the meaning of types? The number of types are there, and totally 5 types are there in the intermolecular forces. And one is the London forces, and second one dipole forces, and third one dipole induced dipole forces, and fourth one ion dipole forces, and fifth one ion induced dipole forces. Last class I will discuss about the London forces, dipole forces, and dipole induced dipole force. What is the meaning of London forces? The forces between the non-polar molecules. Okay, the intermolecular forces between the non-polar molecules is called London forces. It is the instantaneous London forces, instantaneous dipole moment. And next one, dipole forces. What is the dipole forces? It is the intermolecular forces between the polar molecules. It forms the permanent dipole moment. And third one, dipole induced dipole. One is the polar molecule, and second one non-polar molecule. Here the non-polar molecule will carrying the partial positive charge, negative charge by the influence of the polar molecule. Okay, so eppudayithe non-polar molecule to interact avutundo, that non-polar molecule influenced by the polar molecule will get the positive and negative partial charges. Okay, so that is the dipole induced dipole. Okay, now I will discuss about the ion dipole forces. Ion dipole forces. What is the ion dipole forces? What is ion dipole forces? Here the interaction between or intermolecular forces between ion and dipole of neutral molecule. Dipole of neutral molecule. Every interactions nana oka ion ki and dipole of neutral molecule madhyana interactions ni emantarante ion dipole forces antaru. For example, NaCl in water means Na plus ion interact with water molecule. That is called ion dipole forces. What is the ion dipole forces? The intermolecular forces between the ion and dipole of neutral molecule is called ion dipole forces. For example, Na plus ions in H2. This is a Na plus ion. And interact with the H2O molecule. Interact with the H2O molecules. This is called ion dipole forces. Clear? And next one ion induced dipole forces. Ion induced dipole force. What is the meaning of ion induced dipole forces? Here the intermolecular forces between ion and non-polar molecule. Okay, here the ion dipole forces means the forces between the ion and the dipole of the neutral molecules. Here the ion induced dipole forces means interactions between the intermolecular forces between the ion and the non-polar molecules. So for example I2 and NO3 minus 2. The interactions between the iodine and NO3 minus 2 is called the ion induced dipole forces. Clear? Finally, total intermolecular forces. So what are the intermolecular forces? The forces of attraction and repulsions between the atoms or molecules is called intermolecular forces. And the 5 types of intermolecular forces. One is the London forces, and second one is the dipole forces, and third one dipole induced dipole forces, and fourth one ion dipole forces, and fifth one ion induced dipole forces. What is the London forces? The forces of attraction between the non-polar molecules. Are called London forces. And dipole forces means the interactions between the two dipolar molecules. It forms the permanent dipole moment. And third one, dipole induced dipole. The interaction between the one polar molecule and the second one is the non-polar molecule. Okay, and fourth one, ion dipole force is interactions between the ion and the dipole of neutral molecule. And fifth one, ion induced dipole forces mean the force of attraction between the ion and the non-polar molecules. London force example is the CH4. Okay, and dipole forces example is the HCl. And dipole induced dipole example is the HCl with H2O. And ion dipole force example is the NaCl in water. And ion induced dipole force examples is the iodine and NO3 minus. Okay, clear? And now liquid state. Intermolecular forces is over. And next one, liquid state in states of matter. The last topic in the states of matter, that is a liquid state. There are 3 types of liquid states. One is the vapor pressure, and second one surface tension, and third one viscosity. The last topic in the states of matter, that is the vapor pressure, surface tension, viscosity. What is the vapor pressure? What is the vapor pressure? The pressure exerted by the vapors, the pressure exerted by the vapors which enhance the equilibrium state. What is the meaning of equilibrium state? What is the meaning of equilibrium? It is the stability, between equilibrium state between liquid phase and vapor phase. Liquid state and liquid phase and vapor phase is called vapor pressure. The pressure exerted by the vapors which enhance the influence of the and to form the equilibrium state between the liquid phase and vapor phase is called vapor pressure. And a liquid phase ki vapor phase ki equilibrium state ganaka form this is called equilibrium state. Eppudu the pressure exerted by the vapors, pressure ni ganaka vapors meeda exert cheste to form the equilibrium state between the liquid phase and vapor phase is called vapor pressure. Clear? Once again I will repeat it. The pressure exerted by the vapors which form the equilibrium state between the liquid phase and vapor phase is called vapor pressure. Okay, the free evaporation in liquids is called boiling point. What is the boiling point? The free evaporation available in the liquids, the free evaporation is available in the liquids is called boiling point. Boiling point. One atmosphere pressure of boiling point is called normal boiling point. What is the normal boiling point? One atmosphere pressure of the boiling point is called normal boiling point. 1 bar pressure of the boiling point is called standard boiling point. Here the standard boiling point is slightly less than that of the normal boiling point. Means 1 bar is less than that of the 1 atmosphere. 1 bar less than that of the 1 atmosphere. Clear? What is the meaning of the boiling point? The free rotation about in the liquids is called boiling point. 1 atmosphere pressure of the boiling point is called normal boiling point. 1 bar pressure of the boiling point is called standard boiling point. Here the standard boiling point is slightly less than that of the normal boiling point. For example, normal boiling point of water is 273 Kelvin. Okay, 273 Kelvin. But whereas standard boiling point of water is 272.6. Here guess the point, 272.6 Kelvin. Here means the standard boiling point is slightly less than that of the normal boiling point. Okay, once again I will repeat it. Vapor pressure. So what is the meaning of vapor pressure? The pressure exerted by the vapors, it forms the equilibrium state between the liquid phase and vapor phase, is called vapor pressure. The free evaporation is available to the water or in the liquids. The free evaporation in the liquids is called boiling point. 1 atmosphere pressure of the boiling point is called normal boiling point. 1 bar pressure of the boiling point is called standard boiling point. The standard boiling point is slightly less than that of the normal boiling point. 1 bar is less than that of the 1 atmosphere. Normal boiling point of water is 273 Kelvin, whereas the standard boiling point of water is 272.6. That means standard boiling point is slightly less than that of the normal boiling point. Clear? Okay. And next one, surface tension. Second one, surface tension. So what is the meaning of surface tension? The force acting on the surface of the liquid per unit length, per 1 unit length. The force acting on the this, for example, you take the surface, the force acting on the surface of the liquid per unit length, ఒక యూనిట్ లెంత్లో ఆ సర్ఫేస్ అనేది ఎంతైతే ఫోర్స్ని మనం చేసామో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ సర్ఫేస్ టెన్షన్. ద ఫోర్స్ యాక్టింగ్ ఆన్ ది సర్ఫేస్ ఆఫ్ ద లిక్విడ్ per unit length is called surface tension. It is denoted by the gamma. It is denoted by the gamma. Here the units of the surface tension units, joules per meter square or Newton per meter. These are the units of the surface tension. Okay, here is the one most important point in the surface tension. Increase temperature, decrease surface tension because Okay, increase the temperature, decreasing of the surface tension, because increase of kinetic energy, and finally decrease of intermolecular forces. అర్థమవుతుంది అనుకుంటున్నానా? చూడండి ఒకసారి జాగ్రత్తగా. So what is surface tension అంటున్నాను? The force acting on the surface of the liquid per unit length is called surface tension. It is denoted by the gamma units. If the temperature increases, the surface tension is decreases. Why decrease the surface tension? Increasing of temperature due to increasing of the kinetic energy, and finally decrease of the intermolecular force. Intermolecular force తగ్గిపోతుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే ఇంటర్మాలిక్యులర్ టెంపరేచర్ ఎప్పుడైతే ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తున్నామో ఇంటర్మాలిక్యులర్ ఫోర్సెస్ తగ్గిపోతుంది. So at the same time increasing of kinetic energy, and finally decrease of the surface tension. Okay, and next one and last is the viscosity. What is the viscosity? It is a measurement of flow of resistance to flow of the liquids. For example, we take the honey and water తీసుకోండి, హనీ తీసుకోండి. వేటి ఫ్లో ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది వాటర్, హనీది ఫ్లో తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ మెజర్మెంట్ దట్ ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్, దట్ ఆ రెసిస్టెన్స్ చేసే కెపాసిటీ ఉన్న ఫ్లోని మెజర్ చేసేటువంటి ప్రాపర్టీని ఏమంటారంటే విస్కాసిటీ. సో ఫైనల్లీ వాట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ విస్కాసిటీ? ఇట్ ఈస్ ద మెజర్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ టు ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ ద లిక్విడ్స్. ఆ ఫ్లో ఆఫ్ లిక్విడ్ని రెసిస్టెన్స్ చేసే కెపాసిటీని ఏమంటారంటే విస్కాసిటీ. So what is the viscosity? It is a measurement of resistance to flow of liquids is called viscosity. It is denoted by the neta. It is denoted by the neta, and units are Newton second per meter square. It is a SI units, and CGS units twice. These are the units of the viscosity. What about the temperature increase? What about the viscosity? Here the increased temperature, here the temperature increases, viscosity decreases. Temperature increases, viscosity decreases, and kinetic energy increases. For every 1 degree centigrade, rise in temperature, viscosity decrease viscosity by 2%. ప్రతి 1 డిగ్రీ సెంటిగ్రేడ్ టెంపరేచర్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటే విస్కాసిటీ ఏమవుతుంది 2% తగ్గిపోతూ ఉంది. అర్థమవుతుందన్న? ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ 1 degree centigrade rise in temperature, it decrease the viscosity by 2%. This is the total viscosity. What is the viscosity? It is the resistance to flow of the liquids. It is the measurement. It is resistance to flow of the liquids is called viscosity. It is denoted by the neta, units Newton second per meter square, and poise is CGS units. And the temperature increases, the viscosity decreases, and kinetic energy increases. For every 1 degree centigrade rise in temperature, it decreases the viscosity by 2%. Okay. It reduces the intermolecular forces. Here the two common points in the surface tension and viscosity. The temperature increases, decrease the surface tension. If the temperature increases, decrease the viscosity. And finally these two are increasing temperature, surface tension and viscosity both are decreases because of increasing of the kinetic energy. This is a total about the liquid states. So finally conclusion is the vapor pressure, surface tension and viscosity. What is the vapor pressure? The pressure exerts in liquids, it forms the equilibrium state between the liquid phase and vapor phase. And vapor phase ki liquid phase ki oka equilibrium state ni form chesi danni emantam vapor pressure. Ippudu pressure exerts in the vapors. It forms the equilibrium state between the liquid phase and vapor phase is called vapor pressure. Okay. The free evaporation available in the liquids is called boiling point. When atmospheric pressure of the boiling point is called normal boiling point. 1 bar pressure of the boiling point is called standard boiling point. Standard boiling point is slightly less than that of the normal boiling point, means 1 bar pressure is less than that of the 1 atmosphere pressure. For example, we take the example, normal boiling point of water is 273 Kelvin and standard boiling point of the water is 272.6. It is clear about the standard boiling point is less than that of the normal boiling point. Okay, and standard boiling point is less than that of the normal boiling point, that is the vapor pressure. And next one, surface tension. What is that surface tension? The force acting on the surface of the liquid per unit length is called surface tension. It is denoted by the gamma and units joules per meter square or Newton per meters. To increase the temperature, decrease of the surface tension because of increasing of the kinetic energy, and finally decrease of the intermolecular forces. Okay, and next one, viscosity. What is the viscosity? It is a measurement of resistance to flow of the liquids is called viscosity, denoted by the neta, and units are Newton second per meter square, SI units, and poise is the CGS units. If the temperature increases, viscosity decreases because of increasing of the kinetic energy. For every 1 degree centigrade rise in temperature, it decreases the viscosity by 2%. Okay, this is the today class. Tomorrow I will continue. Thank you, Nana. So today em cheptunnana total liquid states cheptunnam. Intermolecular forces lo unna 2 topics migili cheptunnam. That is the ion dipole forces, ion induced dipole forces, and continually with liquid states, and here the 3 types of liquid state: vapor pressure, surface tension, and viscosity. Okay, tomorrow I will continue. Thank you, students.